is, this is kind of a reoccurring theme, is she's never used her staff more. It's a lot of her moves now use the staff. She does a lot of moves where she uses the staff along with punching and kicking. She uses it. She also uses her glaive more in a lot of her animations. You can see in her throws.
Yeah, I wanted to make sure all of her weapons kind of came through, right? Like, she's had these things for decades now.
Right. And you'd often see her use them in like 2 different moves. And
Right.
as I break this game down, the more I would play it over the last year, it always struck me the range of the characters is really strong because of their weapons. And it kind of occurred to me, this is essentially a weapons fighting game in some ways with a lot of characters. Like, it's way more of a ranged game than we've previously seen in MK. Like, you can see her down 2 is awesome. It's one of my favorites to use in the game.
It definitely covers a lot of...
Yeah, it's a very, very good move. So I'll go over just a few of her normals that I think are core. I think her back 2...
The wiggle stick.
Yeah, the wiggly stick is extremely fast, multiple hits, really easy to... You see it, hit confirm it into a special move. Good damage. It's an awesome whiff punisher.
Oh, yeah. And I mean, it's definitely there to keep the distance, right?
Exactly.
Like, I have this much space at all times.
When she's hovering around this range, if you think you're going to hit a button or whiff an attack, you're in a lot of trouble.
Yep.
It is a high, so if they do like a down 4 under it or they can duck it, it's going to whiff, but it's awesome for controlling this upper level, like chest area space.
There's some really incredible stuff just with how the staff moves. Like, the animators, like, just a lot of the moves that the staff makes, the little just micro moves are so visible and cool.
Shoutouts too to the audio team. I love the clank, clank, clank the staff moves make. So another one I wanted to show is her forward 2, which is a big long-range overhead. This is actually relatively slow. It's over 20 frames, and I think if you're really looking for it, you can see it. But if you're not ready, if you're crouch blocking for other reasons, you know, you think she's going to down 4 or whatever, she can hit you with it.
Yep.
She's not going to get a pop-up. She's going to have to just do the full string, or she's going to have to just commit to doing the shadow kick. But it's a pretty good overhead with a lot of range. And I think it kind of complements what you were saying about her back too.
Right.
Like, a lot of times I'll kind of hover around this range, they're looking for this, they're focused on that, and she can just kind of dash up and throw, or do a jump in, and it's kind of a move that keeps you thinking at all times.
She's like a mid-screen character.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Another one that complements that is her forward 3, which is one of her kick strings. It's this full thing. Now this is a great low. She can actually hit confirm it and go into a special move. If she sees that it's blocked, she can stay safe and not finish it. If she thinks they're going to try to interrupt, she can complete the string. That heavily complements her forward 2, and it's significantly faster. It's just an overall great low attack. So if they're sitting there hyper-focused on this, they also have to worry about this. And again, that sets up jumping back, walking back and zoning, doing a jump in. She really controls like that start of the range space really, really well.
Yep.
And one more move I want to look at is her back 3, and this is her key mid. It's pretty fast. She can hit confirm it again into her special moves. She can just continue the string and be safe. And it's the mid you'll use if they're ducking a lot.
Right.
Like if you're using this and Sub-Zero won't stop uppercutting you out of it, you can walk up and it's really good range. And then that's going to open up, again, your throws, your zoning, whatever you kind of want to do.
The rest of her tools.
Exactly.
So, I mean, we've kind of talked a little bit about it. So her archetype as a character would be, how would you put it?
I would say she controls space, and that lets her play her game, which is very versatile based on what she wants to do. She's got some good zoning, decent mix-ups, some good block pressure. She can, and you'll see some interesting special moves. So I would say space control leading to her then kind of playing her game, which is tailored to your variation.
How do you play your game?
Well, that's getting into special moves and kind of show some of them. So you always want to bring back the core moves when you think of JADE, and so the shadow kick's one of them.
Yep.
It's exactly what you'd expect from a shadow kick. It's a high, but it's very fast. It has a second hit. Yeah, it's a great whiff punisher, a great... Sometimes I'll just be walking back, and if the opponent, I think he's going to do an ice ball or something, I'll just preemptively do it, and I'll take the risk.
Right.
And he might punish me, and that's a bummer, but I'll take the risk.
It's a bummer.
Yeah, and then her glaives are back, but they're done a little different. You kind of took the spirit of the glaive, but they're now a slow-moving projectile with a lot of wind-up, but you can see they cover a ton of space. And that makes them awesome if you think the opponent is going to jump in, like they'll get hit by the tail of it.
Right.
Or if you think they're trying to walk in. So it's not like a projectile you spam. It complements her space control. Like you kind of do it just to say, no, the mid-screen is mine, stay back, don't move. And then if they try to jump it and they're going to jump early because it has such a long tail, that's what your down 4 is for. So in my opinion, her zoning with the glaive is really kind of to slow the pace of the match down, to then walk into the mid-range to do all the stuff we talked about.
Right.
You know, one thing we don't talk about a lot, which I think is really important, is props in the game, right?
Like
a lot
first
of-
hit
first hit
props
props?
or
What?
like weapons?
First
Oh,
hit
not
props.
first hit props.
Okay.
Weapons and things like that.
Yeah.
A lot of the characters who are in Mortal Kombat are iconic, not because of just their character, because of what they carry.
Yes.
Right.
You know, the glaive is, and the staff, very important things. And you know, big ups to the team that makes the props for, you know, helping create the character and make it have even more depth because of how cool the props are and the amount of props they have to make.
Yeah, I mean,
There's a lot.
there's a lot. Like, there's one for Jade that it's kind of similar to a fan, which is like MK2 when she was a katana palette swap. There's some that have like glowing energy. There's curved ones. There's straight ones. Like, there's a million different glaives.
But all
There's,
these things
classic
put together-
MK3 ones. Like,
yeah. Oh yeah.
All these things put together, they still have to match her personality. They can't be like, she can't throw a radio touch.
That
Well, I
would
mean,
be-
she could.
She could.
She could.
It would probably break some of the mythology.
They probably don't have radio technology in Outworld.
I never thought about that.
Right.
But you are the lore master, so let's keep going.
The last classic move would be her glow is back. She's fully projectile immune, has this snazzy purple effect, and any projectile is going to go through her while it's active. So
Classic.
while she can slow the pace down with her zoning, it's hard to zone her because she can have this on.
Right. And then she just gets in right on you.
Yep.
Yep, absolutely.
And her last base move is this parry, which has the coolest into I've ever seen in my life.
Like, for the most part, I'm just going to do that to people online. Like, that's all I care about doing.
And she can amplify it into this awesome... I absolutely love the way she recovers out of that next snap. Look at that. I'm marking out.
The way
So-
the way her arms kind of just go to the side when she's done.
Oh, yeah.
Is super. Just like it's. I've never seen a more awesome looking nonchalant neck
Yes.
break.
It's effortless. True
Yeah.
story. I actually accidentally hit Aaron using a Japanese like wall scroll rolled up and pretending to do one of her normals. I accidentally hit him in the QA lab.
Well, it's
So let's go over some of the loadout moves I gave her. I started with my personal one I like to use, which is a zoning variation.
Yeah.
And I know you like these ones too. So she has an
all about
upglaive.
it.
And if she meter burns it, it's great. She amplifies. She gets a second one.
Right.
This move dominates the air.
Yes.
If you want to jump, if
You
you're
can't.
you are in a lot of trouble.
And they stay up there for a while too, right? So I mean,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like you're being pushed down for
And
quite some time.
She's not controlling them, so
No.
she's free to do these, and the arc is automatic. And then if you're hit, you can see you get a big hit reaction. You can go for shadow kick and stuff like that.
Yep.
I love this move. She also has an air glaive that goes straight down, and that's a double one. You can use this to fake out jump ins, to jump back, and if they whiff a normal, you do it. It's
To stay in the air longer.
yeah, exactly, to go over ground pounds or whatever. And then the last move in this I also really like is a extremely quick low projectile.
The Adinian Spock.
Yeah, this is a brand new move, and I think it's great again for space control. Especially if you have them looking for the overhead and they're hyper focused and they're afraid of it, you can just do this to knock them down for a little bit, chip damage.
You're literally controlling every aspect of the fight when you have this setup.
Yeah.
Like you can go low, you can go up. Like you're controlling everything.
Stream Chat was confused. Aaron Davis from
Yes.
QA.
Yes. Not
Yeah.
another Aaron. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dizzy, ex-tournament player Dizzy. I actually hit him as revenge for all those MK9 losses.
You'll get over it someday soon.
One other move would be her staff spin. I forgot about that. Yeah. This is just a great combo ender. In the corner, you actually get a combo. Normally, she's not really a combo character. For all her space control, she really isn't opening up with these huge combos. She
Right.
just kind of ends in a special move. But in the corner, because of that staff spin, she can.
Right.
Like a lot of times when I have someone in the corner, I'll mix up her overhead or her low and go into throws when they're looking for it, and she'll actually get that 30% combo. So the staff spin's pretty cool.
Awesome.
I just
Amazing.
Okay.
I don't know if I'm supposed to geek out this much, but I can myself.
Here's the thing. Maybe you're not, but we'll accept the fact that you're going to,
Okay.
and I sort of love it.
Okay, so on this loadout, she is more rushdown based. If the zoning's not working out for you, she has a command run. Also, everyone that's emo that run has gone in MKX because you don't have a neutral, you can play Jade, and so this pole vault move, if you just let it go, she'll actually do some damage. Like sometimes I'll use it, it's just a combo ender and get some additional damage.
Right.
She can also hold it and actually go like full screen. And she can cancel it. So she actually gets some pressure off this, like, and then she can go for a overhead, low mix-up, or a throw. There's not a lot of options to be like super plus on block, but it can catch the opponent off guard, and there's some like minor advantage she can get. It's pretty decent.
Can I give you some props?
Okay.
The name you've given this version, It Ain't Easy, is pretty good.
I think every MK9 Jade player is saying amen.
Yeah. Right.
The other thing about this move is the meter burn actually hops up, looks awesome, and is tied to one of her crushing blows. The requirement for this one is kind of interesting. This has to connect from a very significant far distance, and it will actually trigger a very nasty crushing blow.
Some good damage.
The last thing we gave her on this loadout, and this complements her rushdown, is her old UMK3 and MK9 double shadow kick.
Right.
So this does the same damage as the other one. The main thing is it pushes them hella far back, and it does not reverse their corner positioning, which you were asking about earlier, and that's why I equipped this. So, for example, notice the other one, she would teleport behind.
Correct.
When I'm doing these corner combos now, they're still in the corner. So my personal loadout, this is one of my favorite moves to use.
It's fun having 26 now years of moves to look at.
Yes.
To, like, now that you're able to create these characters, like there's so many homages to things of the past, and that's really cool.
So let's do one more loadout, maybe?
Let's do it.
I'm a big fan of this costume too.
I'm a fan of all of these costumes.
The game looks gorgeous. The characters look gorgeous.
I'm also a super fan of the maskless version. That's what I use because her face is really cool, and I love her hair. So this one, we gave her, it is an ability, and it actually enhances her normal attacks, and she gains a whole group of normal attacks she can use, and they're all based on using martial arts with the staff at the same time. For example, she gains this new ender. She gains this one, is absolutely awesome. And I think the coolest of all, this actually changes her sweep. And she gets the best sweep in the history of Mortal Kombat.
Helladus.
Can I tell you how fun it is listening to you talk about characters you're really into? This is the coolest thing ever. Now the next
it's
thing,
a sweep.
This is cooler than the last thing.
No, this sweep is OD and beautiful looking. And it has amazing audio.
Can you show the swing again? The batters up, I'm going to call it?
Yes, I love how she catches it.
Oh, that's so cool.
So those are our 3 loadouts I chose. There's still a couple more we didn't show.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot. I forgot the best
How could you forget
string.
that? Your favorite one.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, and you don't have the bunk in any of these ones?
Nope.
Okay.
There's still a couple.
All right, we'll save those.
You showed throws and such too, right?
But we do have the fatal blow.
Oh, right. Boom. Is it an overhead?
It is not an overhead.
Okay.
That would be extremely good. Maybe it should be.
Maybe it should be. But yeah, again, most of her stuff is to get the opponent away from her.
Yep.
Right?